Hello and welcome to everybody on Cloud Fitness. So in today's video, we are going to continue our series on LeetCode questions, which are very important questions and are asked in a lot of interviews. Be it your data engineering interviews or sometimes even in the software engineering interviews as well. So in this case, we are going to talk about Pascal's triangle problem, which is the LeetCode problem number 119. So in my previous video, I have already discussed the Pascal triangle fun problem. So this problem 118 I have already discussed in my previous video. In case you have not watched that video, I highly recommend watching that video prior to this one, right? Because I have explained the concept of Pascal triangle and the code to derive it in that particular video itself, which I am not going to repeat again in this particular video, right? So now this is a Pascal triangle problem which we have already discussed, and this is another version of a Pascal triangle problem which can be asked during the interview. Now in this case, what is the question, right? So in this case, if you see, what happens is, in the previous question, let's move from that direction. So in the previous question, we were actually given a number of rows, right, as an input. So if my number of rows is 5, then in that case I need to give the whole Pascal triangle in form of list like this, right? But in the second question which we have for today, our input is essentially the index of the row, right? It is nothing but the row index, right? If row index is 3, then in that case they just need the elements of that particular row. That's all, right? We have already discussed in detail, right? These are the row indexes, right? All this whole Excel I explained you how does it work in the previous video. So this is row index 0, right? And then the other one is 1, then 2, 3 and 4. So in case the row index is given to you as an input, you just need to derive only this part, right? In the previous question, you were supposed to derive all of the values of the Pascal triangle, but in this case, only if the value is given, the row index is given, you need to derive these values, right? Now in this case, what we are going to do, so very blindly, what I'm going to do here is I'm simply going to copy my previous code, right, which I have discussed. I'm going very blind in this case, simply copying and pasting my previous version of code. Right now, what is my previous version of code doing? My previous version of code is doing nothing. Essentially, it is simply taking the row number and then they are giving me the output as list 1, which is nothing but this list 1 was the Pascal triangle, right? It is taking number of rows as an input. But now here, instead of number of rows, I am going to take input of the row index, because I want to derive what I want to derive. Let's say I want to derive only the value which are there for a particular row index, right? So here I am saying the range is row index plus 1, because in range what happens is the last element is not counted, but I want to go until row index. So when I say last index is not counted, if I say range, now this is just for explanation. So if I say range of 5, it means it will say like 1, 2, 3 and 4. It is not going to count 5. So if now in this case, if my row index is given as 3, right, if this is my row index 3, then in that case my range will be at up till row index plus 1, which is nothing but which is actually 4 only, right? So what will happen in this case? It will go till 0, 1, 2 and 3, right? So that you have the data until the row index of 3. That is what the range here, row index plus 1 mean. Right now, is all this part of code I have already explained. Now you can see I am returning list 1. But now since I want to return not the whole list but only this part, right? So in the previous code, if you see, we were returning the whole list, right? Now I don't want to return the whole list. I just want to return this part. And what is this part? This part is index 3. 0 is 1, then 1 is 1, 1. Then 2 is 1, 2, 1, and then 3 is 1, 3, 3, 1, right? I just want to get this part. Now in that case, what I'm going to do over here, now list. Now out of list, I'm just saying, now if you want to fetch any element from the list, this is how you fetch it, right? Now row index. Now I will just give row index over here. right? Earlier what I was doing, I was simply giving the list 1, right? Now once I was giving, let me just now I'll run this code, I think it will be better. Now the moment I say return list 1, what it will do, it is going to give me the whole list in return. But now if I say list 1 of row index, then let me just run it. What it will do, it will only give me that particular row index value, right, from the whole list. So if my input is 3, it is going to give me the third value or the third index value from the list, right? Third index value will be 0, 1, 2 and 3 will be this. So it is only fetching me this part. So this is how you can go ahead and solve this problem. This is just a variation, right? And the same, like the whole input is different, and the only difference is earlier you were given the number of rows, here you are given the row index, and you have to find only the values of that row index. That's all. So this is how you should be doing this question. And do remember to like, share and subscribe, and also remember that this question is linked to the my previous video, so you have to understand that question first to be able to do this. So I'm leaving the link in the description box so that you can go ahead and try the same question. So thank you so much for being till here. Thank you so much.